Welcome back to the second half of the Bobby Dupre Show, and I usually try to recognize my assistant here, Mr. Andrew Gitros, my sidekick. Let me call it like it is, sidekick. We were talking about Mr. Johnny Raymond and his health condition and him having to resign from the boxing commission, and we just got a note from a person, an email regarding a person that's been a longtime friend of mine and a longtime friend of boxing, I might add, at the same time. And I'm speaking of City Marshal Nicky Picard.
In Lafayette.
Mr. Earl J. Nicky Picard. And he has completed, listen to this, 27 years and 7 months as Marshal for the Lafayette City Court. That's effective on, I guess, December the 31st. Right. Quite an accomplishment. He's actually been with the City Marshal office since for 31 years and 5 months, yeah, with the court, but actually the elected, and those terms are 6-year terms, and he's in his fifth term of service. So at the end of this 5th year, he'll have actually 30 years as elected.
Amazing.
When I walk up to him, I always, you can walk up with him without him noticing. You hit him in the belly like this,
come on,
you're going to bruise your knuckle if you hit him too hard. He's in perfect condition. What a man, and just does a great job. He's well known in the community. Very little competition. I think this last time there was a gentleman that ran against him, but he won it again, and he gives good service to the people, and that's what the people want. They're not concerned so much about the particular person and his age and all that. Is he?
Can he do the job?
Or is she getting the job done?
Right.
Good luck to you, Nicky, and maybe Friday night could see you at the fights here at Evangeline Downs. Let's not forget, professional boxing will be at about 7 o'clock right here at Evangeline Downs. They've got a real nice, it's going to be held inside. It's a real nice nice building. That's the event center.
Plenty of food and gaming there too.
And Bad Chad Broussard is the producer of the boxing, and he brings in some good, evenly matched fighters.
Dixie Storage, all your storage needs throughout St. Landry Parish. They got plenty of units, little bitty units. If you're looking for just a little personal closet size to put some of your stuff in, you want to put bigger furniture, put your RV, your boat with electricity. If you're a business looking for huge warehouses, they got those too. They do inventory control for even Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 10 companies. Some of the biggest companies in the world use them. Railroad access as well. They've got the 2 restaurants that are both up for lease in Port Barre, a larger one and a smaller one. I understand the larger one they're going to try to lease out, at least now, for receptions and party type events. Nice very big facility.
Nice facility for the Port Barre, Krotz Springs, Leonville, all that area.
Exactly.
Where you always talking about? What little place you talk about north of there?
You go to Paconya?
No, but north. That's
south.
North.
Warwickshire.
No, Warwickshire, but then you use a little name. You always talk about
Bayou Sackett. I don't know.
Bayou Sackett is one.
Mount Hope. I'll get all around.
Anyhow, he's being funny.
I don't know.
He doesn't want me to look good.
I'm not sure what community. I know them all around there. I'm from there.
But talking about
Pie Ridge.
There you go. You were holding back. You were holding back on me. I know that. You wanted me to look bad.
I had to run along the bayou there to figure out where we were going.
But we just got through, of course, with our advertising for Dixie Storage.
And don't forget A+ Glass with locations in Lafayette and in Opelousas as well for all your glass needs, personal, commercial, and windshield inspections and all that as well.
The former building that was occupied for several years as a Fruit of the Loom clothing manufacturing had some serious damage. I don't think that Dixie Storage is leasing the building at the present time, but they have in the past serious roof damage. And that's a flat roof, so it must. They always talk about how it sits down and then it picks up again, and it actually caused some. I saw that with my own 2 little eyes, and I want to thank.
I saw the mayor of Port Barre on television talking about it. Good morning, Mayor from Port Barre, our good friend.
Our good friend, Mr. Gil Savoy. I want to thank Billy and Joe Swallow for the delicious pecan pie. Oh, Every Christmas now, you know, this is a habitual thing that happens every year. So start buying your pecans, Billy, and make me another one, baby.
I ate raw oysters with them the other night at was it Papa's Crawfish?
Oh, you went to?
I sure did.
Oh, well, we have a picture on my cell. Supposed to. Well, yeah, you're supposed to.
If it went as a text, then I didn't know it and I didn't save it. So then that's the deal. We'll get next show.
Next show, because I had bought a sack of raw oysters, for David Link and his family.
See, my phone works.
He sent me a.
I didn't get the call when that sack got there.
And he sent me a text. Of the picture where he's
shucking them.
No, not shucking them. Cooking them on the grill.
Grilling them.
He's grilling them. They love them. So he had cooked the whole meal for the December 23rd supper at my house. So that was I was paying him back. He and the family. And I also want to thank Clyde Simeon for the Christmas card with his kids. Every year. I get this Christmas card. Sometimes Minix is on it also. But this time it was just Clyde and his little family, and that never fails. And he's one that received my little scholarship when he was graduating from OHS. What a man. Good luck to both the Minix and Simeon law firm in Lafayette, Louisiana. Beautiful office building. I was made aware of the office building. I can remember who told me about it. I guess he was doing some banking for him. And I'm talking about Glenn Peak from Washington, who's now with the Sunset Bank.
I had to bring a bid.
Lafayette.
I had to bring a bid for Timeline right when they just finished building their little building in Lafayette, if I'm not mistaken. It was about that time. I think they had just finished, or maybe they had just finished landscaping it when I passed. But Piggly Wiggly, if you're looking for some groceries all throughout South Louisiana, Piggly Wiggly can help you with boneless beef ribeye steaks, USDA Select at $5.99 a pound, and Boston butt pork roast, $1.49 a pound. How can you go wrong? They're having a massive meat sale. Even the boneless hams, $5.98 for a 4-pound ham, and 98 cents a pound if you want a smoked picnic ham. I'll get it out. Go by in Opelousas, Church Point, Rain, Scott, Cecilia, and St. Martinville. How about one more sponsor? Dr. Kerry Thibodeau, all your medicine needs if you're looking for the man who can go and do your surgery. Dr. Kerry Thibodeau is the guy. He is a board-certified general surgeon and a wound care expert, does vascular surgery. That's kind of like those varicose veins. If you got complications from another surgery that didn't quite heal, maybe you got diabetes issues that's not healing right. Dr. Kerry Thibodeau is your man for that right here in the Opelousas General Health System.
I would say that more than likely you're going to see Dr. Thibodeau at the fundraiser for the young girl. He just, even though he's not putting it on, he just likes to go, and then he makes nice contributions. That's going to be on the 28th, I think,
28th,
of January.
The gumbo cook-off.
On the death side, a longtime friend living in Grand Prairie in recent years. I'm speaking of Moise Deranger Jr. I always called him Mose. But Moise and his family and his sibling family and the mama moved to Opelousas from the Leonville, Paconya area. Probably you could say the same date as our family moved from Plaisance. And they bought a little house. There were 3 little houses that built the same way. They belonged to the late Mr. Leonce Roos. And Mom and Daddy bought one. There was one in the middle, and then the end building, the Rangers moved there. And I can remember having lots of pecans on the ground. Nobody was picking them. I guess they were probably 5 cents a pound back in those days. But those little Cajun boys from the country, we ended up picking them and remained friends throughout the years. I'm very happy that one Sunday after Mass in Washington, went over to Grand Prairie and visited him. He's had a long illness, and unfortunately, his wife of many, many years, Miss Ruby, is also having medical problems and won't be able to be there for the funeral, which is being held today, Wednesday. We taping on Wednesday. We like to pass somewhere in there, pass the message on.
Mrs. Deranger was a veteran, served in the Korean War.
And had a lot of medals. I was pleasantly surprised, because you'd never know it talking to him that he had all these medals. It was a beautiful little framed medals. And just a good person. His brother Irvin was there, and of course Irvin's wife Myrtle. Myrtle and I, Myrtle reminded me that we started school together in Grand Prairie. Miss Emma was our second grade teacher when I moved, and the first grade teacher, she was there. Everybody loved her.
I don't remember her name. That's before my time.
Yeah, but and she said it today. I apologize, but they were first and second grade. They put a foundation into you back in those days. And I did get to see Paul, who works with the glass company, A Plus Glass. He works there, and he and his wife Paula came in right when I was leaving the funeral home when I visited with the family at the wake this morning. And yeah, I have Lee and Myrtle right here. Then Mr. Alton Olivier, I hadn't seen him in years and years, from the Arnaville area. He was 96 years old. I met him years ago. I was looking for a used tractor, and I ended up at Sammy Broussard's. I guess what, New Iberia, I think, is where his main store was in those days. And I was looking at the tractor, and it had a hydrostatic transmission, and I was not familiar with that, and I was kind of questioning the mechanic, and he was also from the Arnaville area, but I can't think of his name now.
That was like automatic transmission for a tractor.
For a tractor is exactly what it was. And he could see I was struggling with it, he meaning Mr. Alton. And he came over there, he says, you don't recognize me, but I'm Alton. He says, I've been to several political meetings where you and I were together. It looked like we're always on the same team, pulling for the same candidate. I said, well, that's good to know. He says, Share, that is a good type of transmission. You're not familiar with it. And he told the mechanic, get on there. And he says, put the brakes on one wheel, put it in neutral. And he says, watch that other wheel spin. And that other wheel would spin. Then he put the brake on the other wheel and the other wheel. He says, that's an idle, Share. This is going to last you forever. Well, practically lasting forever. I have since sold it to David Link. It's over in Grand Prairie, and they use it when they need a tractor. They're still using it, and I'm sure I never had any trouble with the transmission, and David would have probably wanted a refund if it ever broke on him.
And how many thousand acres you farmed with that tractor?
Wasn't thousands, but we cut a lot of grass with it. But anyhow, my deepest sympathies on the death, and of course, he'll be buried Thursday, January 5th at 12 p.m. Mass at St. Francis Regis Catholic Church in Arnaville, Louisiana. What a friend. One
more obituary we have, a tragic death that had happened. Young Eric Myers, only aged 15, on, I guess it was around just before New Year's Eve, that had a gun accident and got killed. Our deepest sympathies to the families, his parents, Denise Myers and Chad Myers from the Port Barre area. Grandparents, you and I know Don and Carol Stanford from the Port Barre area, and Kenneth Myers.
I know Kenny Myers. Everybody knows him by Kenny, not Kenneth. Kenny Myers, what a legend, and I know the whole family. I know them all. I know that everybody's taking this very, very hard. Look how handsome a young boy. Good-looking young man. And taken away at such an early age. And we wonder why, but we don't question God's doings. We pray for the child and for the families, because this is something that, you know, they have a... When something like this happens, you wonder, what could I have done? Should I have done this? Should they have been using rifles? Well, sure they have. The daddies, Kenny used them. I know back in that age. I did. You did.
Sure.
You just bought one for your young son.
For Christmas.
How old is Andrew?
He's 15. 15. 14, about to be 15.
Yeah, that's correct. So same age. So to the family, just... we'll keep you in our prayers. Another person...
We'll see you